Some significant changes from the last match. If you could just maybe talk us through what they are and why you've made them, please.
Yeah, I thought you were going to remind me who they were, but yeah, look, we've made changes for a few reasons. One of them are players coming back from injury, so Rory Sutherland, that was a boost for us that he's fit for this game. We were giving players opportunities as well that maybe could have got them a week ago against Fiji. They've trained well, they're back to full fitness. So Duncan Taylor would be one of them, Blair Cowan off the bench. And we've looked at trying a couple of different combinations. Now this is our last game of 2020. So we believe it's a strong team, a team that have players high energy levels, given the fact we didn't play last week, and players that are desperate to make the most of this opportunity.
Also, it's a decade since Scotland won in Ireland. What gives you grounds for hope that situation might change this weekend?
Well, what we've seen from the players throughout 2020, throughout the last few weeks, and we started 2020 playing in Dublin and had a few opportunities to win that game, certainly a few opportunities to score tries. I think we got turned over 5 times in the Irish 22, which is unusual and a credit to their defence. But we know if we'd taken 1 or 2 of those opportunities, it would have been a different scoreline.
Hogg on line to win his 80th cap. Can you sort of sum up his contribution since he stepped up and took on the armband?
Yeah, look, he's brought really good energy to our trainings, to the games. He's taken on that leadership responsibility, but he's not taken it just on himself. He's spread that around our small leadership group that we have, but also other leaders that have big influences in the way we play, notably our halfbacks, our centres in terms of our defence. And he's been very happy sharing that. He's learning all the time, both as being a rugby player, but also as a captain. And we'll be able to reflect on 2020 and how well he's led the team, but also areas that we still have to improve from a leadership point of view and an overall team perspective.
And in terms of the players who've emerged through this autumn international test series, this is kind of their final chance, I suppose, to really make their mark and get their name on the team sheet for the Six Nations when it resumes next year.
Well, it's a chance for them to leave a really good impression. There's a lot of rugby still to be played before we take on England in February. And we haven't played that much rugby since the restart, whether it's club level or international level. So this would leave a good impression if they played well as individuals, if the team performed well as a collective. But there will be many more opportunities to put their hands up for selection come Six Nations time.
Hi, Gregor. Thanks for your time. Just wondering, can you give us an injury update? Is anybody missing through injury? Is Hamish Watson? Is that why he's not involved? Is he injured? Start with him.
No, he's fine. Decision on Hamish was just really around looking at other combinations and giving other people opportunities. Hamish has played really well throughout this campaign. He started every game. He's trained at a high level. So, like any player, he'll be frustrated he's missing out this week. But it's nothing to do with performance. He's been one of our best players. Injuries: Blair Kinghorn hasn't recovered from an injury where he broke his finger against France. And George Horn also hasn't recovered fully. So he trained with us Friday, Saturday, Monday, but on Tuesday he was still feeling pain in his foot, so he wasn't considered for selection.
And with Jaco, obviously, with his opportunity here, how exciting is it for him to come in and what do you see? Where do you see him in the long term? Is it a real chance for him to kind of? I know it's obviously a debut, so it's a lot to ask, isn't it? But is this his chance to stamp his sort of authority on things?
Yeah, well, that would be the ultimate aim. But I think just getting used to playing international rugby, it'll be a great experience for him. Getting used to playing with new teammates inside and outside of him, and just really fitting in well, doing what he's been doing with Edinburgh. I think this year and last year he's taken his game to another level. defensively, he must be one of the best tackling standoffs in world rugby. His passing and his kicking is at a high level. And it'll just be looking at ways to best influence a defence. And that will be just a little bit quicker at international level, but a real belief and faith in his ability and those around him to bring the best out of our backline, of our team attack this weekend.
Can I just ask you, with all of these new players that have come in through this month of rugby, how much depth do you feel the Scottish setup has now, and how does that compare with previous years, even when you were playing, just in terms of how deep the squad goes now?
It seems like we've got more depth. We have, I think, 37 players have played during this campaign. It'll be 2 more if you and Blair play at the weekend. Or so I'm 36, I'm forgetting Jaco. So that's a number in itself to say that these players have played at international level, and we've played pretty well during this period. We will have our 5th standoff in 5 games this weekend, if you count Hoggy's 10 minutes or 12 minutes down at Llanelli at the beginning of this campaign. So don't think I would ever thought that we could have had 5 standoffs playing international rugby. So there's growing depth. We certainly have depth in 1 or 2 positions, which very exciting to have as a coach. Second row, for example, the depth there is really impressive, and we're very aware that the second row is playing really well outside of our group. Whether that's for Edinburgh, Glasgow, Glenn Young for Harlequins, for example. So yeah, it's growing, but ultimately you want the top 15, the top 23, probably the top 30 to be at a very high level. Those 2 players challenging for a position to be up there with the best in the world, and we're moving towards that. But I think certainly we can be better in that regard.